dedicate that child by her voice and by prayer. Amen.
Yep. And we all know that Samuel became to be one of the many famous people in the Bible, and just think what would have happened if his mother did not devote him to God.
Well, it may not have happened that she'd become pregnant. Yeah, that's right.
So it's very important not only for children to seek God, but for parents, especially mothers, to rise them up in God.
Yeah.
Okay. Now our next verse is Ephesians 6, verse 1 through 3. Ephesians 6, 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and your mother, which is the first commandment with the promise, that it may go well with you, and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. Now, if you read this is a lot about, it's not just the children have to listen to their parents, but the parents have to guide their children in the right ways. So this is not just one part of the commandment, there's two parts in this. Now, what we have to realize is when they say this is the first commandment with the promise, that's saying that God has made this commandment that if you do this, you will live a long life and you'll be blessed because of it. So part of this isn't just you have to listen to understand. It's listening so you are able to apply it to your lives as you grow up and you know how to live correctly in the Word of God. And part of this, I wanted to go on to the 4th verse just to read through it. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in training and instruction in the Lord. So you see, mothers play a good part, but so do fathers. Parents are very important in this part. And if you look at it, fathers are a lot of them who kind of the strict part of the two. The ones who help bring you up and kind of set the boundaries. And the mothers are usually the ones who are more of the bringing up, caring, nurturing side. But together, they both have to work together to be able to grow up in God and to follow this correctly. Now, as a part of the parental team, it is important for mothers to help shape their children into people they will become. Fathers are very important in this process, so don't forget about them too, because even though this is Mother's Day, parents do contribute together. And one of the favorite quotes that me and my mother use, the father may be the head of the house, but the woman is the neck, and she can turn the head any way she wants, is very important. And that's showing that mothers and women in general do have the influential side to them. And that is used not only with their husbands, but with their children, because mothers are really able to help lead us in a great way and influence us to become what we need to become in the Lord and to just move forward as we should. Now, the great thing is, I'm about to go to Ruth, but before I do, I want to talk about the fact that to be this mother figure, you don't always have to be the mother of that child. I mean, that is an important part, but you can also be a mother figure. Just to be there to help lead that kid up and to teach them anyway. I mean, pastors can be fathers and mothers of people, and this blessing God gives to mothers is also given to women in general as leading and nurturing people. Okay. Can we please go to Ruth 1? In the day when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. And a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. The man's name was Elimelech, his wife's name Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion, which were Aphrodites from Bethlehem, Judah. And they went to Moab and lived there. Now Naomi's husband died, and she left with her 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Orpah and the other Ruth. After they lived there about 10 years, both Nahem and Chilion also died, and Naomi was left without her 2 sons and her husband. When she heard in Moab that the Lord had come to aid his people by providing food for them, Naomi and her daughters-in-law prepared to return home from there. With her 2 daughters-in-law, she left the place where she'd been living and set out on the road that would take them back to the land of Judah. Then Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, "Come back, go back, each of you, to your mother's home. May the Lord show kindness to you as you have shown to your dead and to me. May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband." Then she kissed them, and they wept aloud and said to her, "We'll go back with you to your people." But Naomi said, "Return home, my daughters. Why would you come with me? Am I going to have any more sons? Who could become your husbands? Return home, my daughters. I am too old to have another husband. Even if I thought there was still hope for me, even if I had a husband tonight and gave birth to sons, would you wait until they grew up? Would you remain unmarried for them? No, my daughters, it is more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord's hand has gone out against me." At this they wept. Then Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clung to her. "Look," said Naomi, "your sister-in-law is going back to her people and to her gods. Go back with her." But Ruth replied, "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn my back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I'll be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if anything but death separate you and me." When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped urging her. So the women went on until they came to Bethlehem. When they arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them, and the women exclaimed, "Can this be Naomi?" "Don't call me Naomi," she told them. "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me, the Almighty has brought misfortunes upon me." So Naomi returned to Moab, accompanied by Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, arriving in Bethlehem as the barley harvest was beginning. Now if we see this story, we show that what I was explaining earlier, it doesn't have to be your actually blood relative mother to be somebody who you look up towards, who nurtures you, and somebody you follow and help learn from. And in this, Ruth saw how Naomi was living and how Naomi was, and she wanted to still be part of her life. And it's very important that you act around other people the way you'd act with your children, because you can lead others to God through nurturing them, supporting them, and helping them. And if you look, there's many stories throughout the Bible with women like this. There's Sarah, who we read earlier, who had Isaac at a very old age. And if you notice, God likes making these blessings come forth in just unpredictable circumstances. And as mothers, you all should look towards your children and think of them as a blessing. And children should also look at their mothers